Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and today is a recap of Game 2 of the regular season, Astros versus Mariners. Lance McCullers got the start on the bump tonight, and he did great. 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. He looked very similar after the first inning to the Lance of 2017. He looked really good. The first 2 innings were a little dicey. Loaded the bases in the first inning, allowed 2 base runners in the second, but after that, he just got clicking. I believe all 6 of his strikeouts were in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th inning, so if you look at it as 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, that's not great, but 6 in 4 innings, that's a lot better. He really cleaned it up after the second inning, which is kind of ironic given that both of his runs came after that, but I digress. He looked really good. Mr. 24 straight curveballs was... He's looking like that second to third ace of the Astros need him to be. So I was really, really happy with that. Christian Javier made his Major League debut. He looked pretty good. I think he allowed 1 base runner, but didn't allow any runs, so he looked nice. Cy Sneed came in and struck out the side. That was great. I couldn't really get a read on Cy Sneed last year because he was sort of that garbage time pitcher where we'd either put him in when we were up by 7 or down by 9, like one or the other. We'd put him in when it didn't really matter. So it's hard to judge those players, like when they're in those situations of no matter what they do, it's probably not going to affect the game. But he came out today, looked really good, struck out the side, like I said. Yeah, he looked really good. It's nice to see, hopefully, to see Cy Sneed step up and maybe be a crucial part in that bullpen or maybe down the line be a starter. Osuna also came in. He closed out the 9th. I'm really surprised that Osuna already is back. I think he just restarted baseball training or restarted baseball workouts like 3 days ago. So I was really shocked and kind of surprised that he's already back. But again, the bullpen needs him to be back because Devo and Davinsky as the setup and closer is not great. But Devo, Davinsky, and then Osuna as the setup and closer, that's a lot better. So I'm happy to see him out there. He didn't look fantastic. He gave up that triple, but let's be honest, it was a double. That guy was just fast. So, I mean, he gave up the double, but outside of that, he looked fine. Hopefully he can tighten it up, maybe get back to his strikeout ways. But other than that, he looked great. Now for batting, the Astros had plenty of hits to go around. Not in the sense that they had a whole butt ton of hits. They only had 10, but everyone in the lineup got a hit. Maldonado got 2, which, if you would have said, hey, Weston, name the starter that you think is going to start the season with 2 multi-game hits, I would not have said Maldonado. I'm so happy that he's doing this. He's been raking 4 RBIs, 4 hits in the first 2 games, and he's still looking good behind the dish, which, if he can step up and sort of be that Robinson Chirinos type offense that he had last year and be the defense he had last year, we could have a really good catcher on our hands and really solidify that position until maybe Garrett Stubbs gets ready to take it over in a few years. So that has me pretty happy. He looked great tonight. He looked great the other night. He hasn't really gotten into much power, but like I think it's most of them. I think 3 of them were singles, and I think he had a double last night. So he hasn't really started hitting the ball, like just tearing the cover off of it yet. But hey, hit's a hit, and he has scored quite a few runs, so he's looking pretty nice. Tucker came in with a clutch hit, and I'm only pointing that out because I've heard a lot of people kind of crap on Kyle Tucker and say, man, you know, if he isn't really good this year, we got to trade him. Like, we got to get rid of this kid. You know, he's overhyped, which he's not overhyped. People just expect him to be someone that he isn't. He's not going to hit 50, 60 home runs. He's going to hit 30. He's going to have a really nice batting average. Think a little bit less than like a Mike Trout, hopefully. You know, around 30 home runs, maybe bat around 280, get on base around 350, 370. That's what I expect Kyle Tucker to be if he does pan out the way I predict he does. You know, it's be that really good, get some MVP votes, maybe get an all-star appearance here and there, but be remembered really well with the franchise. And I think people are just overhyping him because every trade deadline we hear, we're not trading Kyle Tucker. That is the one piece that is unmovable. We are not touching Kyle Tucker or Forrest Whitley. And so I think we've sort of gotten to the point where a lot of people are like, oh, well, if he's so good, why isn't he incredible at the major league level yet? Which, we live in a society, I know that sounds really dumb, we live in a society of people who love quick, just fast return on players. You know, that's why the MLB draft doesn't get a lot of views, is because, you know, we want players to make an impact right away. And we don't want to wait 3 years before we see that player drafted in the first round make the bigs. Like in football, you draft a player in the first round, they're your starter that season most likely. Got a little off topic there. Back to the actual sport I'm covering. Springer hit a home run today, and to say it was a home run was a bit of an understatement. He destroyed that baseball. Absolute moonshot. So happy to see Springer Dingers back. That was great. He also gave me a heart attack when he crashed into the wall. I thought he broke his wrist because he just started grabbing at his forearm and his wrist area, and I just started panicking. I was just like, oh God, not Springer again. Like, we gotta have a healthy lineup for just one season, even if it's shortened, please. But didn't even come out of the game, and then proceeded to hit that mammoth home run, which was incredible. Speaking of home runs, La Peña Power popped in today. Nice home run for Yuli, number 1 of the year. That was great. I know that, he doesn't get on base a lot. I know his on base percentage isn't great, but Yuli is just so fun to watch. I love Yuli Gurriel so much. He's awesome. He's just such a fun player to have on your team and to watch. So that was great having him hit that home run. Anyway, that's about really all I have to say. Tomorrow, Zach Greinke is getting the start. So I think Zach Greinke has a real shot to be good in this season since there's no fans and he's struggled with social anxiety. So he gets the start tomorrow. I'm hopeful for him for this season, but at the same time be a little cautious. He is on the older side. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and go Astros.